On top of the hill, overlooking the city of Granada in southern Spain, is the Alhambra, a set of palaces founded in 1238 by Muhammad I, the founder of the Nasrid dynasty, a Muslim dynasty which ruled this part of Spain for more than 200 years. While some parts of the Alhambra were destroyed by Napoleon and other parts simply fell into disrepair, over the last 100 years, some of it has been restored. Today, millions of people visit it, and visits have to be carefully planned and timed because of the crowds. Most visitors enter the complex through the Mexua, which housed some of the public service and administrative departments. In this room, the Sultan received and judged petitions. Beyond it is the Kamaris Palace, built in the 13th century, the home of the Sultan. It was built around a courtyard containing a reflective pool. Myrtle bushes surround the pool. In every palace building there is water, the sign of life and of divinity. The palace is like a beautiful oasis, a paradise. The walls of the throne room are elaborately decorated. The great domed ceiling is made of 8,017 interlinked pieces of wood representing the 7 heavens of Islamic tradition. The craftsmanship is outstanding. The perfection indicative not just of the status of the Sultan, but of the fact that here a representative of the divine dwells. The words are repeated 7,000 times throughout the palace. There is no God but Allah. More occasionally, the note is added that Muhammad is his prophet. Muhammad V built an additional palace adjoining the original. It is known as the Palace of the Lions because of the fountain of the lions in its centre. There is a story that this was given to the Sultan by the Jewish community in Granada, and the 12 lions, each different, carved from marble, represent the 12 tribes of Israel. The craftsmanship of the palace, again, is seen in the slender columns and ornate decoration, an attempt to evoke the divine. An elaborate domed ceiling here, with an 8-pointed star, possibly symbolises the celestial heavens. On the other side of the courtyard is a hall known as the Hall of Two Sisters. It too has a remarkable dome built from 5,000 prismatic pieces unfolding into the centre. To the east of the Palace of the Lions is the Partal Palace, built by Muhammad III and known for its outstanding reflective pool. A little further away, up the hill, is General Life, a country estate built in the 13th and 14th centuries. It was a place of gardens and actually grew much of the fruit and vegetables consumed in the palace. It also contains herb gardens and collections of ancient trees, and through it runs the sign of the water of life, the symbol of paradise, culminating in another pool of fountains. Elaborate aqueducts were built to bring the water to Alhambra from the snow-capped mountains. Christians conquered Alhambra in 1492 and developed their own additions to the palaces. There's a large palace, mostly built between 1527 and 1550 at the command of Charles V, who was the Holy Roman Emperor at the time, and whose domain stretched from Germany to northern Italy and from Austria to Spain. He never saw the palace, and it was never completed, but built to show his triumph and his superiority over the Islamic sultans. but it doesn't go close to the Nasrid Palaces in its craftsmanship or expression. What does compare with the intricate and finely tuned, awe-inspiring architecture of the Alhambra is the great Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, Spain, the brainchild and life's work of the famous architect Anton Gaudi. It dominates the skyline of Barcelona. Building commenced in 1882 and still continues. There is money now from the hordes of people who come from all over the world to view this amazing construction, and it should be finished within the next few years. On completion, the church will have 18 spires, representing in order of height 12 apostles, 4 evangelists, the Virgin Mary and Jesus Christ. Great bowls of fruit around the church represent the gifts of the Holy Spirit, the signs of God's presence in the lives of ordinary people. Each facade of the church tells a different story. The east facade is covered with intricate sculptures telling the various stories of the Nativity, from the Annunciation by the angel Gabriel to Mary, to the birth itself, the visits of the shepherds, the flight into Egypt, and then Jesus in the temple as a boy. Most of this was constructed before 1935. The west facade was begun in 1987 by a team headed by Josep Maria Subirachs, and is totally different, with little detail and harsh straight lines telling the story of the Passion of Christ, the betrayal, the trial, Jesus carrying his cross, and the crucifixion itself. Above it is built a bridge symbolizing the ascension of Christ. The third facade is the glory facade, which is still to be completed. However, a major door on this facade is hanging, and it has the words, "Give us our daily bread," from the Lord's Prayer in 50 different languages. There's a sense that the church is here for the people of all nations. Inside there's much symbolism of nature. The columns have been created to look like trees and their branches. One can look up into the inside of the tallest spire, which when completed will be the highest spire of any church in the world. It's awe-inspiring, with structures which suggest the very presence of God at the pinnacle, descending to the central crucifix below. While the Alhambra uses water as its major symbol of life, the dominant symbol in the Sagrada Familia is light. Glass has been used not to tell stories as in many cathedrals, but as a means of filling the church with different colours, changing colours depending on the time of day and the direction of the sun. Despite the great crowds of people who come to see the church, it was a place of peace and of vitality, aspiring to lead to that sense of the numinous, the divine. Both the Alhambra and the Sagrada Familia, built in very different times and by people of different religious traditions, point to the divine through their amazing design and craftsmanship. Yet, despite their amazing qualities, despite the symbolism and the perfection of the craftsmanship, somehow neither of them are fully adequate in providing a path to the incredible universe in which we live. Both are amazing human constructions, but limited by our humanity and the religious traditions in which we dwell. Neither quite capture what lies behind our amazing universe, whose dimensions are beyond our understanding and whose dynamics continue to mesmerize and enthrall us. That mystery of our universe is beyond all human comprehension.